What makes Interstellar overrated? Released in 2014 and now seen as one of the spectacles of the film world, being nominated for 4 Oscars and winning one rightfully so for its visual effects. Christopher Nolan is already known as one of the best directors ever and would probably be considered the best active director, but depending on who you ask and how much you love Martin Scorsese. I mean, how could anyone think this film, of all of movies, is overrated? Well, for that we have to ask the film expert, Gabe. Gabe has 3 reasons he wanted to talk about why he thinks this movie is overrated. Before we get into that, if y'all enjoy the video, leave a like and sub below. It means a lot, and thank you so much for watching.
I want it to be recorded and known that I don't dislike the movie. It's just I got three problems with it. Timothy Chalamet and Casey Affleck's character don't have to be in it.
I fucking love Casey Affleck though.
Yeah, for sure. I love Timothy Chalamet too. He's a
Fuck
brilliant,
Timothy Chalamet.
He's
Fuck
a
him.
little guy, but
No, he's not. He's a little pretty boy goblin. I hate him. I refuse to watch anything he's in.
No, he's really good at that. You should
I'd rather
that.
watch Ezra Miller than Timothy Chalamet.
That's crazy. That's crazy. It does a disservice to the relationship between father and daughter. Like, he just kind of gets in the way. Like, he turns into, like, some grumpy old man. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about his feelings, ever. I just never care about him.
You're not supposed to, really. It's not his movie. He's a side character, man.
Yeah, but
and also,
so just get rid of him, then.
What do you mean? So he adds the part where he names his first kid after his dad.
Who gives a fuck?
Probably the dad.
Hey.
It also adds to how long his dad's been away and how much he's missed. How much Matthew McConaughey's missed.
Yeah, but you see that through her.
Right, you see that through a different way.
Yeah, I just don't care.
He's just the son. That's all he is.
Yeah.
He doesn't really, like, he doesn't add a lot. He adds a little bit, but he definitely doesn't take away.
No, I think he takes away.
The fuck is he taking away?
From, like,
he adds conflict.
Yeah, but unnecessarily.
Why? That's family. Family's like 90% unnecessary conflict. In that movie, in that scenario, you are Casey Affleck. You are a hard-headed, stupid fuck who can't accept change.
But I would have left. I would not have been like Casey Affleck at all. Second thing, the whole world is dying.
Yeah.
And you only see the United States deal with the problem. But you can send communication out to space, but not asking the Chinese or like the Indian people like what's happening. Like, there's no diversity within the like struggle of the end of the world.
I feel like that's just not the point.
For sure. I'm saying I like this movie. Like, why is the U.S. the only people who are trying to fix the problem?
They're probably not. We're just watching the U.S. But okay. It's the same thing with the fucking. I've seen people debate about fucking. I think it was either Godzilla or Transformers that people got upset about. And someone used the argument, why the fuck do we always follow the people who get themselves into the stupidest shit and always live? And it's like,
That's what the movie's about?
yeah, because if you follow the people who die in 10 seconds, you don't have a movie. If you're following the people who unfortunately got their shit stuck in the middle of it, like Shia LaBeouf's character in Transformers. This is the same thing. It just happened that the people who solved it were from America and got their shit
why
together.
weren't they asking for help from all over the country?
They might have, it just didn't show it.
Yeah, it didn't show it. That's what I'm saying. Like,
It didn't need to. It doesn't add anything if it has a scene where it's like, we're not racist, we do like the Chinese in this universe.
no, I'm not.
But it made it a global issue by showing that they had to leave the planet to do it.
For sure. But then, how is it on? I just wish. How am I trying to say this? I'm trying to say there should have been some Asian people.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
I like the movie. Do I think it's better than Inception? No. Do I think it's better than Tenet? Maybe.
That. Just say you want to see more diversification. You want to see the global conflict of it.
Yes. You should have just said it then.
Yeah, but I don't agree with it. That's why I didn't say it. Because I understand the point, but it's like it does the job just fine,
Yeah.
and that's not what the movie's about. Like,
I also thought the beginning was way too long. Like, we should have got out to space way quicker.
it's not that bad. It's like maybe 20. I think they get into space like in the first 25 minutes. It's too okay, but like, so I'm confused. You want to like slow down the plot to see 4 other countries maybe complain that the world is dying?
All they had to do was set up a Zoom call and have some.
That would have made that
diversity
movie
behind it.
so fucking bad. But then that turns it into like, that turns it into like a global disaster movie, which it's not.
But it is. The whole
No,
film
but
is
okay,
doing the
okay,
shit.
that's
The
what's
crops are
happening,
dying.
but that's not what the movie is. The movie is about saving the human race, right? But it's about the relationship between the father and the daughter.
Yes.
That's what that movie's about,
yeah.
even though that's what's happening. But I don't give a fuck. That has nothing to do with the dad and the daughter. The two main characters of the story, by the way, who solve the problem.
Yeah. So you agree Casey Affleck sucks?
No, I don't agree he sucks. Okay, I'm biased towards Casey Affleck. He's my favorite actor of all time.
So if it was Timothy Chalamet throughout the whole movie, you would have not liked him as well.
Probably. I don't like Timothy Chalamet not as a character in this movie. I don't like him as an actor. I think he's just he's just a male Jenna Ortega. But, like...
That's crazy. My third problem, the best thing about it is the soundtrack.
What's wrong with that?
That's not a good movie, that's a good album.
What?
I'm not saying I don't like the movie. I'm nitpicking the movie.
You are.
Saying it's overrated.
I mean, I think rather than being like, oh, that means it's not a great movie, I think that should say something. One, that's kind of taking away the flowers of the guy who made the music.
It's good music.
I think, exactly, I think that takes away from saying that's the best part of the movie, because if it is, that should give him that Oscar. I'm pretty sure he won, by the way. I don't know if he did or not. Earn that credit, give it to him. Even because it doesn't take away from the movie. It makes the movie a lot better than it actually is.
Who's the lady from... I stopped listening. I'm sorry.
That's crazy.
Who's the lady... Those are my three.
That's crazy. Your first two conflict each other so much because you're complaining that you have too much of one thing and then not enough of another. If those were flipped, I would be annoyed with this movie because I'm like, I don't give a fuck about what the Philippines think about global disaster in this.
Now, after all three of his points, is he wrong? I mean, kinda, yeah, you saw me argue with him, but not entirely. While I don't agree with his opinions, others might very well agree with him. And as we know, Gabe has a plethora of accomplishments on his resume of film to go off of, so we have to take his word for it, as we'll see here. I mean, to be fair, my list is very similar. The reason I show that is to just show that we are just two dudes who love movies right now. We both have dreams and aspirations in making movies in forms of media, and while we haven't done so yet, it doesn't mean our opinions are any less or any more than anyone else's. But the reason it might be seen as overrated by some is by the statement I had earlier at the beginning of the video. I mean, how could anyone think this film of all of movies is overrated? While it's all those great things I said earlier, when you continue to prop up movies and never criticize them, people are going to think that they're overrated or that people are putting them on an unworthy pedestal. Now, that's not always the film's fault. I mean, if you do a good job and a lot of people like it, that's not the film's fault that other people don't. No one's gonna like every movie. I mean, what Gabe says about the film isn't untrue, but he also says this.
I'm just saying it's overrated. People talking about #1 movie all time. I'm saying no.
Interstellar is an amazing movie, but it does get propped up incredibly high. Does it deserve that? Maybe in my opinion, kinda, but overall that's for each person to decide after watching the movie. But as long as you bring a valid critique of the film to the table with reasoning, then your view of the art will be respected, at least by me. As long as you don't hate just to be different. I mean, if you do that, then I don't really give a fuck what you say, because your opinion isn't an opinion. You're just saying shit to say shit to be different. Regardless, me and Gabe, we just do this because we love discussing movies. Regardless of the stupid shit that may come out of his mouth.
No, I think that was it. Let it be known, I like the movie.
Okay, out of 10.
8.7.
I give it that. I'd agree with that. 8.7. Revolutionary War?
Yeah, that one. Revolutionary War movie. I'd like to see his take on it.
Who the fuck would you do it about? Also, no one's likable. There's like maybe 5 likable people in that time.
George Washington is not one of them, though.
No,
I would
neither is
love to
Thomas
see-
Jefferson. Definitely
no,
ain't.
no.